Hi everyone, in this video I am going to show you how to factor trinomials using the AC method. I have previously used the slip and slide method, so this is just another way you can factor trinomials. You can kind of pick which one works for you. So the first step in the AC method is to multiply A times C. That's why it's called the AC method. So this is A, 5 is A, negative 7 is B, and negative 6 is C. So A times C, 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. So I need to find two numbers that multiply to be negative 30 and add to be whatever the middle term is, negative 7. So let's write out all my factors of negative 30. I have 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and 5 and 6. So we want to see which pair of these can add to get me negative 7. These won't work. I can see that if I do positive 3 minus 10, that gets me negative 7. So I'm going to use those two terms. I'm going to take those two terms and I'm going to do what's called splitting the middle term. So I'm going to put little arrows here. I have positive 3x, that's from my positive 3, and negative 10x. And that works. Negative 3x minus 10x gets you back to the negative 7x. So bring down the last number and the first number. And now we have four terms. So we're going to do something called factor by grouping. That means I'm going to group the first two and the last two. Of the first two, okay, I have 5x squared and 3x. We want to take out their greatest common factor. So the factors of 5 are just 1 and 5, and I have two x's. The factors of 3 are 1 and 3. 1 times 3 is 3, and I have 1x. So I'm going to circle the biggest number they have in common, which is just a 1, and how many x's they have in common. So they have 1x in common. 1 times x is just x. So I'm going to take an x out of the first parenthesis and write what's left over. So if I look at this first number here, 5x squared, and I took out 1x. So the 5 is still there. And I had two x's, and I just took one out, so I have 1 left. Plus, let's look at the next one, 3x. Okay, I didn't take out a number, so the 3 is still there. And I took this x out, so it's gone. 5x plus 3. Now I'm going to take something out of the second parenthesis. It starts with a negative sign, so I know I'm going to take out a negative number. Whatever sign the parenthesis starts with is the sign you're going to take out. So let's find the greatest common factor now between the negative 10, I'm going to draw a line here, negative 10x and negative 6. So the factors of 10 are 1 times 10, 2 times 5, and it has 1x. Factors of 6 are 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. So the biggest number they have in common, it looks like they have a 1 in common, but the biggest one they have in common is a 2. They don't have any x's in common because the 6 doesn't have an x. So I'm going to take out negative 2 because it starts with a negative. I'm going to write my parentheses, and let's write what's left over when I take out a negative 2. Negative 10. And I took out a negative 2. So I'm going to divide those. Negative 10 divided by negative 2 is positive 5. I have this x, but I didn't take out any x here. So just bring down the x. And now I have negative 6 divided by negative 2, which is positive 3. So then you're going to stop here, and you're going to look at your two parentheses. If they are exactly the same, you did it correct and can move on to the last step. If you did not do it properly and they don't match, you need to go back and check your work. So since my parentheses match, I'm going to write my answer. You're just going to write one of the repeating parentheses. You just write it one time. And then you're going to write what's on the outside, which is x minus 2. And of course, multiplication is commutative, so if you also wrote x minus 2 times 5x plus 3, even if you wrote them the opposite way, those still check out and will FOIL back to your number. So those are my two answers there. And that is how to factor trinomials using the AC method. I hope this helps some of you. And if you want more math videos or more math help, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.